All right, guys. So yesterday, I can't remember the name of the writer. Mike will tell us in a second. He put out
Connor Orr, right? Is it Connor Orr?
Connor Orr.
Oh,
correct.
yeah, Connor Orr. Right. Connor Orr, who's one of the guys that,
Who defends Hugh Jackson.
defends Hugh Jackson, the worst coach ever.
There's still those guys out there?
He was one of the many that wrote a think piece about Deshaun Watson, how, it's the worst thing ever that he's playing football. Did he do the same for Ben Roethlisberger? I don't know. I hate to be that guy. I shouldn't be. Anyway, but I think he's a good writer and a good football guy. And he made 100 bold predictions for the upcoming NFL season. Now, Mike's going to read some of them to us, and we're going to tell you with our happy and sad faces. I got the G. Bush ones here.
Yes.
Whether or not we agree with them or disagree with them. But I scanned through some and read all. I looked, at least scanned through most of them. And usually when people write articles about bold predictions, I'm like, none of these are bold. And I'm like, and it's annoying. But actually, a lot of these were at least a little bold.
He went out on a limb on
something.
At least 60% were on a limb.
Yeah.
Some were very vanilla. So I picked there was 100.
I don't know that his Super Bowl pick is that bold to pick.
We'll get to that.
But
that's on the list.
Anyway, go ahead, Mikey.
So there was 100.
Yeah.
If we did all 100, we would be here for 7 hours. So I picked 10. I picked all the ones pertaining to the Browns and a couple others I thought that we could have some fun with. So it's essentially buy or sell. If you're buying this bold prediction, happy face. If you are selling the bold prediction, give me the angry face. And you can get those faces if you are members in the YouTube chat. One of the perks of both tiers of our membership program. You get the faces. So are you guys ready?
We got to add a mustache for me to these.
Give me a mark. Give me a Sharpie.
On, but then we'd be stuck with a mustache forever. So, and we do have some more roasts. We'll end the show with some more bold roasts. All right. First bold prediction from Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated involves one Deshaun Watson. Connor Orr predicts he will finish the season with a career high in rushing yards and touchdowns.
What is his career high currently?
487.
I am not buying that.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I mean, we didn't pay him to just start coming around here doing his best Lamar Jackson thing. Like, we're not about to.
The Browns actually want to protect him.
Yeah.
They don't want him cutting loose.
No.
It's 551. My bad. That was minus a game. So
551
is his career high.
No.
Yeah, I'm not expecting him to have 600 yards.
Is he talking rushing touchdowns or passing touchdowns? I guess he's not really clarifying.
I think all rushing.
I think that's all rushing.
This is all rushing. Yeah, no, I'm not buying that.
That would mean 7 touchdowns and over 550 yards.
I mean, I think he'll have like 300 yards rushing.
Man,
which is a decent amount for a quarterback, but.
His speed on Madden is 80 or 81. It ain't even crazy like that.
Yeah.
That's my prediction this year for his speed. But
I'll tell you right now, the
84?
Browns are not turning Deshaun Watson into Jalen Hurts. Like, that's not happening.
No,
Jalen Hurts is a better athlete than Deshaun
He's
Watson.
not. But I'm just saying, like, they have him. They call carries for him.
yes.
And that's
They're not doing that, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with you. He will run when if the play breaks down, he's got to scramble, and he'll have 250 to 300 yards.
I changed my mind on this one. He will have career numbers, touchdowns in the red zone. I think he'll get.
Well, what's his record, though? What is the most rushing touchdowns he's ever had?
What most rushing
7 is the most he ever had.
He's going to have 8 rushing touchdowns?
I think when things break down, he will run.
Yeah, but in the red zone, when the quarterback's, I'm giving the ball to Nick Chubb. What the hell am I going to? I don't want Washington.
You predicted 43 touchdowns in the air, 8 touchdowns on the ground. If your predictions hold true, they're going to score 69 points a game.
That's a lot.
Nice.
8 rushing touchdowns? I said.
Plus 43 in the air, plus the 17 for Nick Chubb you called.
That's 68 touchdowns.
I didn't give Chubb 17. I gave Chubb about over 15, though.
Over 15 to 17.
Or 16?
At least 16.
I got him with the 8 touchdowns, and my knees is out today, so you already know what it was.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
Stop.
Mikey.
Listen, if he does, we are all celebrating.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We can all agree Nick Chubb's the best running back in football. But according to Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated and his bold
I don't know that
predictions.
he's definitely the best running back. I don't think that's necessarily accurate.
That's because he doesn't get the ball enough.
Well, he gets the ball plenty. But he's not.
But that's not the bold prediction.
Is he the best, just runner? He's not the best running back because.
I think he's the best running back.
Yeah, but they're a guy like Christian McCaffrey does a lot more.
Listen, his screen passes, Christian McCaffrey. He's give me Nicholas Chubb. For my
Didn't
money.
you see the PFF simulation that had him catching 70 passes for 700 yards and 8 touchdowns
You
yesterday?
didn't see that? You didn't see that? Plus a record-breaking year with touchdowns.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is ready to go.
He's one of the best running backs.
And he's cocky now. He don't even show up to stuff no more.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He was second in the league in rushing last year.
Right.
According to Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated.
All right.
Rhamondre Stevenson of the New England Patriots will lead the NFL in rushing this year. Buying that, selling that.
I am not.
No.
And I like Rhamondre Stevenson.
I like him.
Is very, very good.
Has a Patriot ever led the league in rushing?
That's the thing. He gives it to a lot of different guys.
Right.
They have, they got rid of what's the other guy they had there last year, but they have Ty Montgomery, who they're going to use in the passing game. They got all these. They draft a running back every year. They don't have a lot of big names, and I do think Rhamondre Stevenson will have a higher percentage of carries than most Patriot running backs.
Sorry, I'm dying over here.
Don't. That would be a step up for me throwing up.
Yeah, it would.
It's something about that end chair.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm good.
I think he could end up certainly in the top 10, maybe top 5, but I can't put him number 1.
First time I've ever drank coffee on my windpipe.
God.
Rule number 1: never pick anybody from the New England Patriots when it comes to prediction of stats or fantasy.
Yeah.
They will get you lost. They will take your money. You will get dominated in the last week, and you'll lose if you won the whole year. Right. Because they're going to spread it out. Spreadonomics.com. I think Bill Belichick goes and looks at the stats and says, "Ooh, you had a really great game last game. Yeah. You'll get 6 carries. 2 carries this game." You're like, but Bill, what happened? They don't play that.
Yeah. I do think he will have more than most Patriot guys, but in the end, also another thing with the Patriots, I don't think they're very good. I think their quarterback stinks. I think there'll be a number of games where they're behind and
they're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And good luck throwing with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Although they kicked the Browns' ass last year.
Yes, they did.
Bailey Zappi.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, we're gonna bury that game.
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead, next,
I forgot all about that.
Next one from Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow will win his first MVP award. Buying or selling?
I almost feel like I shouldn't vote on these Bengal ones. I don't know. I'm going to say yes.
And I'm going to say yes because, see, the way writers do it, Jason will tell you, this was Jason Lloyd told me. What? Just blame it on Jason Lloyd. No. This is the way, you know the way this works, right? If you have not got the MVP and it's kind of like you're really good and they give it to Patrick Mahomes every year, they're going to have a consensus where it's Joe's time. It's just Joe's time. He's been behind Patrick Mahomes. He's been to the Super Bowl. If he has a really good year this year, I think people are going to get fatigued of saying Patrick Mahomes the MVP, even though I can say he's the best player every single year. I do think Joe Burrow will win the MVP.
Joe Burrow's, like, in Vegas, what are the odds? Is he the second choice, the third choice right now? That's not that bold a prediction. He's the third choice. Who's second, Allen?
Allen.
Yeah. I'd like Burrow over Allen.
Me too.
I'm kind of down on Allen after last year, and I was a big Josh Allen guy.
Yeah, I know. Didn't you draft him?
But, yeah, I did. But as long as Patrick Mahomes is still in the league, hey, that's my MVP.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bet against it, but, I'll do it anyway. If he's the third favorite in Vegas, that's not a bold choice.
That's not bold.
Hey, Bull, you got to
Tua Tagovailoa
you got to put it up higher.
as MVP is a bold
You got to put
prediction.
it up higher. I co-signed this move, so Bull is just not a Bengals homer.
Yeah.
Look, see?
Thank you. There you go.
By the way, Corey Dillon did run for 1,635 yards in New England, but it did not lead the league in rushing. He finished third.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, next one.
Dang.
Bull, this is the Bull special. Your favorite, Baker Mayfield, will throw for 16 touchdowns this year.
No chance.
Nah.
Now, I will say this. He's got 2 awesome receivers.
Hold on.
I'm buying it.
But
Hold on.
I don't think he's going to play enough to throw 16 touchdowns.
Do you see who his competition is? Who else are they going to put there?
Do you see how bad he's been?
Do you see who else they have? They have no choice.
But
That's less than a touchdown a game.
Even if he starts, I don't think he's going to play 16 games because he'll get hurt or something will happen. I say he plays like 10 games and has 11 touchdowns.
Okay. I can't believe I'm now defending Baker. I was as hard on him as anyone.
No, G's on with.
But I between the talent that they have on offense and the fact that they have trash at the quarterback position, if he's healthy, I think he's their starter.
But they don't have much of the running game.
That's okay. We're talking about touchdown throws.
I know that, but like if you're one dimension, they were the most one-dimensional team in the league last year with Tom Brady, and it didn't work. If they're trying to be one-dimensional with Baker Mayfield, they're going to suck.
I'm not picking the Bucs to make a deep playoff run. I just think he can throw less than one touchdown a game.
More touchdowns or picks for Baker?
We didn't talk about that. Probably more
picks. About no picks.
Yeah.
He might throw 16 touchdowns, 18 picks, but I'm just saying, though.
Yeah.
He got Mike Evans.
All right, I'm going no. I got him with like 11 touchdowns. He's not going to get much more than 16 if he gets 16.
No, probably not.
Not 20.
He
could get 16. If he plays the whole season, I think he'll finish right around 16, but I'm predicting he doesn't play the whole season.
I got him. He could get 16.
Okay.
They got good receivers.
The next comes back to our Cleveland Browns. Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated predicts the Browns will acquire DeAndre Hopkins.
Not bold.
They are also one of the 3 favorites, so similar to the Burrow one.
So
I hope that happens.
So
I'm
look, I had it at about maybe 15, 20% that it happened. Maybe these folks on the internet is talking it up to a point where now it makes a little more sense. I still think it's most likely he won't, but it's up to about 40% that they can get him. I don't. If they get him, I would be like, yo, you know what? The Browns really went out and did it.
Yeah. I will say this, that goes in the Browns' favor. I heard Albert Breer on my old radio show yesterday. Yesterday was Dustin and Chris Fedor. And Albert Breer said that DeAndre is all about the money. It's not about winning.
Yeah,
he only cares about the money. And so this idea that he may take less. Now, Albert could be wrong. But in his mind, this idea that he's going to take less to go play for Kansas City is not happening.
And
that gives the Browns a better chance.
$10.9 million in cap space at 4 p.m. today with the official post-cap cuts of John Johnson III and
who's got more cap space than the Browns? Anybody that has a need that might go for that?
You sent me the tweet this morning. Let me pull it up real quick. And I think the Panthers or the Dolphins have more than the Browns, and that's it. But the Dolphins don't need a receiver.
That tweet I sent you was just additional cap space, I think.
Then let me double check on that.
Yeah.
I know the Browns have with this extra $10.9 million they're opening up. That gives them more than Buffalo and/or Kansas City can offer without completely restructuring
Dallas
some
has
major
some money.
contracts.
The Giants may have some money.
Jason, this is so funny. If there's one thing I will give these analytics people in the front office and D Podesta and all of them, man, they be running Ponzi schemes with this salary cap. The Browns just keep signing people.
Well, but
it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't understand it.
But you can roll your number over year to year, and the Browns haven't had come anywhere near the cap for how many years?
Right.
They've just been rolling and rolling.
Well, they had nobody worth signing for many years.
Right.
And now they have.
Right.
And they don't have any other big contracts coming up.
But I think this is their last year of enjoying this willy-nilly freewheeling spending because you're paying Amari Cooper $23 million next year, and if you cut him, it's still $11 million against your cap. You're paying John Johnson next year on your cap, and he's not even here.
Yeah.
So there is some tolls coming on this cap, but for right now, they can still make it work. I still don't think – I think it's a no for now, but the longer he's out there, I think the Browns' chances increase the longer that this goes.
Right. Well, that means that some teams are not willing to spend the money.
Yeah.
Right.
And would that change your –
If he's still out there 10 days from now, I think there's probably a pretty good chance he could be.
And if they do get him, does that change your outlook on where the Browns' ceiling is?
Maybe you had what's he worth? Is he worth 1 win? Is he worth 2 wins? I think he's probably worth 1 win.
I think he's worth a win. I said it last night. I think he's officially worth 1 win.
Yeah.
And not many players are worth an entire win. I think he is worth an entire win.
By the way, I know we were going to do this later, but I kind of feel like we should play the Greg Cosell clip because it's talking about
Anthony,
DeAndre
pull up the
Hopkins.
Cosell thing. This is on Hopkins. That's a good point, Bo. We'll play this. We'll take a pause from the bold predictions.
We'll
we have 5 more. We'll get back to it.
So let me just set it up. So Greg Cosell, who is the guy in terms of studying the film, he works for NFL Films. He's the man when it comes to this. He was on the Ross Tucker podcast. Ross, the former NFL player. Mm-hmm. Most people that follow football know who Ross Tucker is. And he was asked about what DeAndre Hopkins is at this point as a player. And here we go.
Oh, I still think that he's a quality receiver. He's a certain kind of receiver. He's not truly a vertical dimension. He's a tough, physical receiver who knows how to separate at the top of his route stem, creates just enough space to be able to make catches. He's really good in the short to intermediate areas. He certainly can help a team. Obviously he's very physical. He's got great hands. He can help any team. You just have to understand what he is. You're not signing DeAndre Hopkins because you want a big play vertical receiver. You're signing DeAndre Hopkins because he can be a chain mover. He can also be a sustainer if you want to throw a lot on first or second down.
All right, there you go. I mean, none of that, that's kind of all what we knew. But you know what? After I saw that video, I thought about another team that would actually make a lot of sense for DeAndre Hopkins. And I think one of you guys, might have been Mike, just dismissed this team as a possibility. But I actually think the Miami Dolphins, think about it. They have two excellent receivers, but those guys are both speed guys, vertical threats down the field. If you added a big possession receiver,
I agree
like
with
DeAndre
you.
Hopkins,
When you said Miami, my internal little flag popped up.
Because who's the rest of their receivers there?
Is that a thing?
Tyreek Hill, they had a bunch of little guys, little speed guys.
No, I'm saying besides Jalen Hill and besides Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, like who are the rest? They don't have anybody else, right? It's like they got two awesome guys.
Man, stop saying that, man.
I don't want it to happen.
I'm
sick.
But
I think he'd be a really good fit there.
I think if they got DeAndre Hopkins, I would have to put them over the Bengals as far as the best receiving core.
They have, you ready?
Yeah, I agree.
They just get smaller and smaller. You ready?
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson Jr., 5'9", 185.
Yeah.
Braxton Berrios, small slot, quick guy. Robbie
He's an
Chosen
LWD.
and River Kraft.
River Phoenix?
That's the river.
Have you guys ever heard of River Kraft?
No, there's only one other river, and he lives in Phoenix.
He's in his 4th season.
Never heard of him.
Never.
Those guys are all slappies.
Yeah.
So he would actually make a lot of sense. I think they do have cap space.
And that's the crazy thing about the AFC is because it's not like if you don't get him, he goes off to the NFC or something. No,
he might.
But it's the Chiefs,
yeah.
It's the Bills, it's the Browns, it's the Dolphins. Like, okay, Dallas might look at him, but like, man, if you don't get him, you gotta play the guy. Like, it's just like for me, I don't like that Dolphins scenario because I'm like, man, the Dolphins to me already made the playoffs. I guess it's all about Tua being healthy, but I like their roster, and like I said, I would have to put them as the best receiving core. They got two guys that
they would pass
15.
the Bengals
if
they added Hopkins. I agree. All right, Mikey, let's get to the next bold prediction. Hopefully it is actually bold by Connor Orr.
This one, it's lukewarm. We'll put it that way.
All right.
According to Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated, the Chargers will make the best remaining signing of free agency, which means over DeAndre Hopkins, by nabbing John Johnson III.
I don't even agree with the premise. And why would you even mention that one? Like, who gives a rat's ass where John Johnson ends up? What, is there a single person that read that article and said, that's an interesting nugget? No, not a single person.
I only included it because it's somehow tied to the Browns.
Yeah.
By the way, I think John Johnson will play better next year. I think Joe Woods was so terrible that he just basically rolled the ball out there and said, hey, guys, go get him. Go get him, Tiger. Yeah. I think and by the way, he's a box safety. He's not no deep third safety. He should have been around the line of scrimmage more. I thought he was playing out of position. He'll play better, but by no way, shape, or form is he the best remaining free agents.
Now, I guess technically he says the best signing. He doesn't have to be the best player.
That's, kind of under the circumstances. Yeah. I half agree with this and half don't. I don't know about the Chargers part. I'm not going to pretend I know the Chargers defensively.
Yeah.
But John Johnson might be the best available player left in free agency. I'm a little surprised he's still out there.
See, I don't agree with that. I think DeAndre Hopkins is better.
Well,
he just came around.
I think even though he's in decline, I think Zeke Elliott's better.
No.
I still think Kareem Hunt's better.
I'll give you Hop, not those other two.
I'll give you Hop.
John, he has to play in the right system. He
was terrible with the Browns. Maybe he'll be better somewhere else. I don't know. Aren't there some veteran D linemen still out there too?
I know.
Is Ndamukong Suh still out there?
Clark?
Yes.
Is Ndamukong Suh
and Carmelo Anthony?
Is Ndamukong Suh the defensive version of Chubb needs to get the ball more?
No, he's the football version of Carmelo Anthony.
Well, Carmelo's in that same mix too. Like if you say what you need
Frank
to do.
Frank Clark's still out there though.
Frank Clark, Suh, Clowney. I know we don't want him here, but
Clowney's another.
Clowney's washed.
Yeah,
he's washed.
Hey,
but I don't think John Johnson's any good.
I'll die on that hill. He may not be a 3-down defensive end anymore, but he's going to help a team sometime this postseason.
I like Clark. I like him.
So, anyway, I disagree with that one. Go ahead.
All right, speaking of defensive ends, according to Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated, Myles Garrett will win the Defensive Player of the Year
He better,
award this
so
year.
I'm going yes. I'll say this, if Myles Garrett does not win Defensive Player this year, I don't think he'll ever win it.
This is his tier. They'll give it to him this year.
Whereas if he wins it this year, I could see him winning it a few more times. But I feel like if he doesn't win it this year, he's already great. It's by far the best talent they put around him. He's got to win it this year.
He's going into year what? What year is this?
7? 6?
7? I believe 7. He was drafted in
7?
17, so.
Yeah, 7 years, 7.
Yeah, he better win it this year.
Right.
And he's got enough talent around him now, you would think.
There's no excuse.
I'm going to say yes, he better.
Aaron Donald is diminished a
season.
little bit. But watch out for what's that? Micah Parsons, bro. Micah Parsons might mess
He's
around
the real deal.
and get 20 sacks, and then he'll just jump you. I think he'll win it because Schwartz is going to challenge him to play more consistently in the run game, even though he's a good defender there.
Part of the reason the Browns brought Jim Schwartz in was they thought he was the best defensive coordinator candidate to get the most out of Myles Garrett.
I agree
Myles
with that.
Garrett and Jim Schwartz are
Right.
very much tied together with that.
Let me ask you something else, guys. This is going to blow up the rest of the segment. I apologize, Mike. Excuse me. But
Get out.
what's that?
Get out.
You coughed. Get out.
I'm not sick. I just I'm not sick.
I just got tuberculosis.
No, it's allergies. I was just busting your balls earlier. You mentioned Aaron Donald.
Are you going to bring up an Aaron Donald trade here?
If the Browns can throw,
Yes.
If the Browns got this money,
Yes.
and you're deciding between Hopkins and Donald,
Hot tub
you
trade
can't bring them
machine.
both in.
Is that even a question?
If you had to get one of the two, Aaron Donald, we don't know what he's got left in the tank. He didn't play much last year.
It's Aaron Donald, man.
Who you want?
Yeah, it's Aaron Donald.
It's Aaron Donald, bro. You don't think he can hit that button? I'm Aaron Donald again. You can't talk.
What's it take? I mean, the Rams probably aren't going to be good this year.
I don't know what they have left draft compensation. I have to look and see. I don't know what he would. He's not the Aaron Donald of old, but
No.
you're not going to get him for 2/5 like some
Aaron
of these
Donald,
other.
for the record, he played 11 games last year, so almost half a season.
Yeah.
Had 5 sacks and 50 tackles in 11 games. So he was on pace for a 9-sack,
Yeah.
80 tackle
And
season.
where was he
which
PFF
granted is-
grade wise?
I'll look at PFF in a sec, but
Christmas.
that's significantly an upgrade over anyone they had. And I don't think, I mean, it's not a typical Aaron Donald season. He had 20.5 sacks in 2018, 12.5, 13.5, 12.5. That dropped to 5.
Yeah, but he's not elite anymore. But he's still good.
Pretty damn good.
Hey, listen.
How many
Here's,
years left on his
atrocious.
contract?
hey,
He's getting paid a crap load of money. I mean,
to
He
me,
had a 90 PFF grade last year. So
come on. To me,
that is actually elite.
there's certain people that are going to be elite until they leave, until they retire. Look, think about it. Tom Brady threw for 5,000 on the way out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is going to be 99 on Madden. He's going to be a 99 in my book. Lawrence Taylor was always good. Lawrence Taylor was never bad in my book.
What's his
Ever.
contract look like at this point, Mike?
give me 1 sec. He's making a lot of money. Like
Right.
a lot of
But
money.
how many years is it? Like, are you locked in for 3 years? Because, like, you really only want him for 1 more year, probably.
Well, he's threatening to retire a few times. So let me see.
Yeah, who knows if he'd even want to play anywhere
So
else.
he signed a 6-year, $135 million deal. Once this loads, I could tell you. Of course, the internet wants to crack out on me right now.
He's actually underpaid, to be truthful. Like, I think Myles Garrett got, 125?
Right, but at this point, Myles Garrett's better than Donald, no?
Yes.
I
Yes.
got you.
Yeah.
You ready, Bull?
Yeah.
So his base salary is $13.5 million this year with an $8 million signing bonus. So his cap hit this year is $26 million.
Okay.
His cap hit next year, which he either has to retire, but he's getting paid next year one way or another, $34.2 million.
Oof.
And then you could get out of it after that with 2 voided years. But yeah,
He's going to retire.
Yeah, the problem would be
$34.5
next year,
million
a
next year.
$34 million cap hit for an old defensive
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah.
he'll be 33
And they're
next
already
year.
going to be in cap hell next year.
That's part of the risk, but can you imagine how good their defensive line would be if they added Aaron Donald?
They should not
They would
lose.
have. They would then have the best D line in the NFL.
Yeah, they should not lose.
I don't know if that's even realistic.
No.
I don't know.
Browns, get the camera on me here. You're all in. You're pot committed like a degenerate. Get in, trade for Aaron Donald.
How did we get to
sign DeAndre Hopkins? Do it both. F the salary cap. Push it off for a few years. Jimmy will probably get indicted a few years from now, allegedly. I mean, it's not, there's nothing out there. I'm kidding. At least not yet. Who knows what he's been up to the last decade. I'm telling you, you got to trade for Donald, give up some third-round picks, whatever the hell it is.
I had nothing to do with this.
And then sign DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go. Is the goal to have the best team possible, or is the goal to look at the salary cap?
Hey, we need to
F the salary cap. Jimmy Haslam's a freaking billionaire. He just pissed away money on the stupid Milwaukee Bucks. He ruined that team. They couldn't win after he added in there. He's
been there 20 minutes. He ruined him.
Right. He's buying some soccer team in Columbus, the Crew. Everybody loves him. Anthony's a big fan.
Steve, can you give us?
Let's go.
Can you give us?
Spend more money on the Browns. I want Donald. I want Hopkins. And you know what? That's it. That's all I got to say about it.
Steve, can you give us the I don't want to get indicted voice? Oh, I don't know.
Are the Browns a better team with those two players?
I had nothing to do with this.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Gee, how are you not on my side of this?
It's not realistic.
Yes, it is. No, let me rephrase. It's not realistic.
You pulled Aaron Donald out of the sky and was like, give me that.
Wait a second. You're right, it's not realistic because we've all conned ourselves into believing that billionaires can't spend over the cap. That's how dumb we are. See, in this country, we're all stupid. The billionaires know we're stupid, so they convince us to feel bad for them that they won't spend money. Jimmy Haslam has more money than everybody, okay? Than everybody else in Cleveland combined.
How do we?
So they could go way over the cap. Tell me why they can't do it.
How did we get here, boo?
Let me tell you something. You are always saying sign, no cap, who cares?
I know. But
Jason has bought into the narrative that it's not realistic. And he's right in that the fact that it won't actually happen. However, there's no reason it couldn't happen beyond the fact that the Browns, like every other team, will be gutless and not do it.
He just pulled it out of the sky like Bluetooth.
Hey,
Aaron Donald is now
do
in
you
the
want to
trade
win?
market.
Where are we? What planet is
Do you
this?
not want to win? Jason doesn't care about winning enough. Neither
We
does
have
Jimmy
two more
Haslam.
bold predictions to get to, so we are going to get back.
Now that's a bold prediction. I'm like this. I should write an article
I need
instead
the
of this
cucumbers.
slappy
I need
this
to put
article.
cucumbers on my eyes.
Connor Orr, oh my God, the Browns did an unforgivable move
place.
trading for Deshaun Watson. Unforgivable. 8 other teams wanted to trade for him, Connor Orr. Take it down a notch.
What are we even doing now?
Connor,
My
maybe
gosh.
this or maybe that.
Jimmy
Okay,
Haslam,
ready.
stop being a big wuss and go make these moves. Stop effing around here.
Bold prediction number 8.
You made a draft pick based on a homeless guy. I think you could freaking do this.
I'm reeling Bull back
Speaking
in.
of which, yesterday I dropped off my wife at the hospital. I make a left turn on Euclid out of the University Hospital parking lot, and there's a woman, a large woman. It's all right, I'm a large man. This large woman is slowly walking across the street. She turns around, and her gigantic boobs were out. They were out, G. They were like Z cups, and they were out. Jason's trying to be above it right now. I saw a woman walking with her boobs out, Jason.
My wife said, call me as soon as the show ends. I might just call her now. I think it's over.
And that rant brought to you by Bull is from the USFL. The USFL is fun, family-friendly
Speaking
events
of family-friendly.
for
Family
everybody.
friendly.
You get tickets for $10. They are home with Boogie Roberts the next 3 weeks. Check him out at USFL.com. We have
Why is this woman crossing the street with her giant boobs hanging out? Can somebody tell me that? Give me an answer.
Mustache
Bull is
different.
Mustache Bull is a
cannot be
different breed.
contained. He will not be contained.
Loose
Not
cannon.
realistic. Make
It
these
is-
freaking moves, and I'll stop
Okay.
talking about giant boobs
Bull
hanging out.
We had a whole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull back the curtain before we get these last 3.
Yeah.
I sent a rundown last night. Bull was like, "I'm sick of talking about the Cavs. I don't want to talk about the Cavs. Let's change topics."
Yeah.
We could have put anything in there with this rant
Yeah.
and this segment taking way longer than anticipated.
Yeah.
We would have talked Cavs anyway, Bull. So
F the Cavs. I don't care. The Cavs are meaningless. Cavs basketball is meaningless until the middle of April. True or false? Of next year.
It's not meaningless.
Meaningless. 100% meaningless.
Well, don't tell that to the ticket department. They still have a lot of tickets to sell.
Listen to me again. Get the camera on me again. Don't spend money on Cavs tickets. Don't go to the games. The regular season doesn't matter. I'm sorry, it's dereliction of duty, but I will not watch a single Cavs game until the playoffs next year.
That's a lie. Yes, you will.
No, I refuse to watch a game.
All right, clip this because yes, you will.
Lock it in. The regular season is meaningless. Okay?
If they make a trade, will you watch?
If they make a trade for a significant player, I'll consider it.
Okay.
If they don't, if it's the same team with a bunch of different doofuses on the bench, then I'm not watching a game all year.
What if they win 12 in a row?
Don't care. What does it mean?
What if somebody gets hurt?
I don't care if they win 60 games, win the playoffs.
Not 1 second. You won't watch 1 second. Not 1 second.
No.
Not 1 second.
No.
Not one
I'm
tip
out.
off. All right.
Till the playoffs. Then I'll
Clip
watch
it.
the whole
I'm
thing.
going to hold you to this.
We are
Go.
clipping that. It is officially noon, and I am officially
Thank
bringing us
God.
back on track
Yes.
here to get us through the rest of this segment and a little bit of some other stuff before we have Wayne Rendazzo, who's calling the Guardians game on Friday, join the program. But it is lunch hour, and that means it is time to tell you guys who sponsors the lunch hour, and that is Call It Companies Championship, July 12th through the 16th at the famous Firestone Country Club. You can check out all your favorite golfers. They have fun, family-friendly events for everybody, including concerts every night and free admission for kids. Check them out at colleaguegolf.com. Okay, back on track after that debacle, whatever that was.
Why was that a debacle?
It doesn't matter.
What I was saying
Next
about the
bold
Browns was totally true.
Mute his mic,
Let's just
Steve.
leave it
Mute his
there.
mic. Next bold prediction. Trevor Lawrence will become the 10th quarterback ever to pass for more than 5,000 yards in a season.
No. They're going to be a balanced team. He's still a young player. I think he has a really good year, but I don't think he has over 5,000 yards.
Nah, he ain't gonna get no stacks like that.
I'm not on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon as much as I think some other people
really?
are.
I
think
am,
he's good. I think he's good, but
They got really good wide receivers. Remember, they have Calvin Ridley now.
yeah.
I just didn't see the like when people was like, yo, it's the trend, generational talent, and he's pretty good, but I mean, I don't see like.
That's a great playoff win. That's a great win. I want to take that from him.
Yeah,
Chargers also kind of bowled themselves all over the garbage can.
But here's what I will say. Hold on, I might have to take this back. He's still not gonna get them 5 stacks.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm gonna say this. If that was Deshaun Watson and he did that against Justin Herbert, what would we be saying?
Oh, if you didn't kiss his ass every moment, fans would be annoyed.
What would we talk about?
Oh, yeah.
I can't knock him. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like that's a nice win against a nice team, and under those circumstances, and then play decent in Arrowhead. So I mean,
they were in that game.
Yeah,
I mean, they were probably a double-digit underdog. In
trajectory is going up, but I do not believe he's getting 5,000, and I don't think that they're going to make any waves or noises this year. I think they drop back.
But they're going to. But the thing is, they're still going to win that division though, because that division sucks.
Yeah,
it does suck.
Yeah, it does. I can't even.
Who's going to win that division? The Titans, the Colts, who's the other?
Colts starting a rookie quarterback. Titans are a mess.
And who's the other team? Who am I forgetting?
Texans.
Texans. Yeah, they ain't winning anything.
Yeah, you're right.
The Jaguars could go 8-9. They'll still
I
win
shouldn't
the
say
division.
the Titans are a mess. The Titans are not a mess, but I'd probably pick the Jaguars.
But they're
over
on the
Titans.
decline.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Jaguars could finish 8-9. They'll still win that division probably. But I think
Did last year.
Right.
8-9.
They'll be better, but I like Trevor Lawrence. But go ahead.
All right, next one. These are some advanced analytics and statistics, so I'll break this down in simplest term possible.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett will finish as a top 12 quarterback in terms of efficiency next year.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Buy or sell. This is from Connor Orr, not me.
If Kenny Pickett played for the Browns, Connor Orr would say he was the stupidest draft pick ever. And it probably would be.
Not if Hugh Jackson drafted
Most
him.
of the quarterbacks that the Browns draft suck ass.
If Hugh Jackson drafted
Is he
him, he'd love
still
him.
defending Hugh Jackson?
He and I went at it when I was filling in last summer because he wrote some stupid thing on Hugh, and he and I just went at it on the
Hugh
radio.
Jackson is getting
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson is getting pounded at Grambling right now. What are you talking about?
He's catching strays.
He's getting disrespect. He's getting pounded still at Grambling. He's talking about like this is like we have a body of work at all levels for Hugh Jackson, and it is not very good. No, Kenny Pickett is not.
I'll never forget, we were at training camp once, and Hugh Jackson was coming on to be interviewed by Dustin and I. Mm-hmm. And Hugh said, "Oh, you're the guys who've been killing me." And I was like, well, what do you want us to say? I mean, like, what? You suck. You've won one game in 2 years.
Yeah.
What am
I supposed to say?
We're all-time bad right now.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't you know that?
Yeah, I mean, Hugh Jackson's a terrible coach. Is it my fault he's shitty at football? I don't know.
And this guy,
Sorry, Mike.
Pickett right here is like, it just seems like the Pittsburgh Steelers believe that, like, oh, we're the Steelers, you should give us the benefit of the doubt on our medium quarterbacks. This guy's medium sauce.
They, as a franchise, they've been medium sauce for a while now, and they'll remain medium sauce. Did anybody say yes to Pickett?
No. I don't think he's terrible, but he's not going to be top 12.
No, I don't think he's terrible, but I think he's like Baker. I mean, I think he's in that level of player.
Is he Ryan Tannehill? I think he's Ryan Tannehill.
Or Tannehill. Same thing.
Probably.
Like,
That's
or
probably.
Andy Dalton. I think it's like.
Yeah.
He's
Those guys are better
perfectly
than
mid.
Baker.
Yeah.
He's perfectly mid.
I mean, it's just like when you have a guy like that, you're always trying to find a better guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what they'll eventually
I don't
do.
like his face mask or number either. Like, it's just not. Look, you just know you hate when you just start bringing. I don't like your shoulder pad height. I don't like those either.
All right, Mikey, what do we got next?
Last one.
Oh.
Final prediction from Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated. The Bengals will defeat the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
The third time they played.
Joe Montana against Boomer Esiason?
That's crazy.
Well, the first was Montana against Kenny Anderson. And then it was Montana against Boomer.
I don't remember the Kenny Anderson one. I do remember the Boomer.
I do remember the Kenny Anderson one. I was 11.
It may be, the Bengals may get to the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie, they may get there. I mean, that's not a bold prediction. They've been to the Super Bowl and lost an NFC Championship game 2 years in a row, so that's not a bold prediction. But the 49ers and their quarterback, I like their roster, but I just don't think you could just throw anybody back there and just get it done.
I think what we're going to find out this year is Brock Purdy, I'm not going to say Tom Brady, but is he the next excellent quarterback that came out of nowhere as a late pick?
Would you
Because he wasn't like Jimmy Garoppolo had success there, but he wasn't putting up big numbers. Brock Purdy was putting up big numbers there. And I know he got hurt, and they traded up for Trey Lance. But if Brock Purdy's healthy, isn't he your starter?
Yes.
Why would you start Trey Lance? Trey Lance hasn't done anything.
They've said that, by the way.
Yes, but I don't know that he's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know he's going to be healthy at least not for the start of the year.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying but I don't know. If Brock Purdy is the quarterback we saw last year, they're probably the best team in football.
Do you
because I think they have minus quarterback, they have the best roster.
Do you trust him?
No, I don't yet, but if he plays,
it's a small sample size.
It is.
Shanahan is great at making medium quarterbacks who don't really throw the ball with a huge skill set look great.
I disagree. I think he makes them look better.
He had Brian Hoyer looking. Well, Brian Hoyer was looking crazy the first few games.
But none of these quarterbacks have looked as good as Purdy last year. Now, again, he's got to do it for a full season. I agree. He's got to prove it. But I'm saying if he proves it, they're very dangerous.
Oh yeah, the rest of and
it's an easier path in the NFC to getting to the
their
Super
roster
Bowl.
is loaded.
I don't want to pick the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I just don't. I think obviously they can, but I don't know. I'm not really superstitious, but I just kind of don't want to pick them.
You're like, nah, that's a jinx. Because you if you say they are going to win, your timeline's going to be crazy the rest of the year.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they could, but certainly that's not a bold prediction.
But at the end of the day, I think that's what we all take. That's where the Browns want to get. If you say, all right, who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? If somebody picks the Browns, you want to get to a point where your roster and people feel like, oh, well, that's not a stretch. If you said the Bills can win a championship or the Eagles or the 49ers could, you would just say, cool.